We are in a totally new investing area, and this is proven by new data that we are getting every single day. Today, we are talking about the new superhero stocks on the stock market, and while companies that were big and powerful, like for example Airbnb, don't have power anymore, all about it here in this vlog. So first of all, thank you very much for tuning in, and if you're new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button and the bell, and also the like, because YouTube algorithm like this thumbs up button so much that it can spread my channel to more people and investors out there. Now let's talk about power. Power for stocks is also, for example, public companies or other bigger companies, is to raise money, right? As bigger your company are, as more successful a company is, the easier is to raise money. Now you can imagine that the overall climate for raising money is a little bit difficult, but I want to show you in an example just now how things change so much, and new or other technological companies are the new superhero stocks. Now let's have a look into this tweet by Shamath. Shout out to him. He's one of the smartest guys I know. He is an CEO of a social capital, a venture capital firm, and also he is a very early Facebook employee and now a billionaire because of his startup investing. He's also chairman to Virgin Galactic. Now let's have a look into what he brought up here, and I think this is very, very significant for the new era we are in. So he is comparing two loans from two different companies that are totally differently affected by the current crisis that we are going through. First is Slack. Slack is something like WhatsApp, a little bit more elaborated and more for the business world. It is the new tool to replace emails and to improve the workflow within companies. On the other side, we have Airbnb, as you know, one of the superstars before and now obviously very much hit by the crisis. So if you're looking into the Slack and the Airbnb, both want to raise about $1 billion. Slack a little bit less. However, this is not a big difference in the interest that they should receive. But look at that. Slack can raise this money from the market at an interest rate of 0.5%. Actually, they can choose any kind of interest rate that they want. There will be investors, they want to put money down there in this company because, you know, things get changed. People work from home, they use Slack, they don't stay at Airbnbs at the moment, and maybe also many other months this will hold on, because in the end of the day, after this health crisis, if we all jump out of the lockdown suddenly, we don't jump into the next Airbnb because it could be affected, we are not safe, maybe it's not hygienic enough. Even hotels will be a different mindset that we will go through. However, you know, if you can see how much Airbnb is paying in interest, is it 11 to 12%? Now this is a loan shark investment, because, you know, 11 to 12% interest is unbelievable. And obviously, because this business is so hard hit by the crisis that nobody is willing to put their money into that except you have a very, very interesting interest rate. And obviously, you know, this changed so fast, so dramatically to the negative for Airbnb, for the good for Slack. And that's why Slack is, for example, one of those superhero stocks right now on the stock market and benefit from the stock market crash. You know, here also you have some other interesting facts. So Slack has a loan convertible to equity at about 24 4% premium, and Airbnb is 1% in equity at 49 discount to last private valuation. So he summarized it to Slack price maker and Airbnb price taker, and this is, you know, the give and take totally changed, and Slack is one of the winners. This kind of loans are quite usual for investments, because, you know, you get the loan as a company, and if something happened to the loan, you cannot pay it back or whatsoever, then, you know, the investor who that loaned you the money will get some equity. And as you can see, you know, the equity is a really interesting deal for Slack and not so interesting for Airbnb. However, you know, let's talk about other super stock heroes, because in the end of the day, this is also, you know, a new period for myself. I and anybody who is now alive never went through a pandemic like this, because the last one comparable even was 1920s when we had the Spanish flu. However, let's talk about who else is benefiting from this kind of changes in our customer behavior. So I think the big losers here obviously are the airlines. On the airline side, we have Boeing, we have American Airlines, we have Delta Airlines. All these are so much affected. Those companies are very much on the make or break it moment, and however, there will be some company bailouts by the government, and the government usually make money on those bailouts, so it's not the bad idea. And after Lehman Brothers collapse, the government will not do the same mistake again. And on the other side, let's talk about the winners here. Obviously, the winners are companies like Zoom, right? Now everybody is Zooming now, even because of not seeing parents or not having the opportunity to see parents. You can Zoom your beloved ones. You can watch more Netflix. You can watch more Amazon Prime. You can order more on Amazon. People are spending more on Amazon ads, which I just saw some data on, which is very interesting. So people are apparently spending less on Google AdSense, but not so less much on Amazon. And also think about AWS, the web services by Amazon. The whole pretty much big amount of internet is depending on their services, and as many people go digital, that's, you know, when we are seeing a huge benefit for Amazon. And that's why I think Amazon will be one of the biggest winner. I'm telling you that, guys. In 2 weeks is their earnings, maybe a chance to load up some stocks now. So finally, let's jump into the conclusion. So as you can see, we are changing. Always big events lead to us changing the behavior, how we consume, how we live, which products we are using, which companies benefit, and get a leapfrog to the next level. For example, this are happening with digitalization. You know, people were sometimes a little bit slow to adapt new technology, to order online, but now, guys, now they are just, you know, have to order things online or are forced to watch Netflix because they have nothing to do in their quarantine. They have to use services like Zoom because they work from home. So you can see that some employees and managers and owners and investors of certain companies are having a big party right now. Amazon, for example, just wanted or announced that they want to employ 100,000 more people. This is bigger than the biggest football stadium here on earth. And this was a couple of weeks ago. I can imagine that, you know, more and more demand is coming up, because in the end of the day, you see the very first beginning, the first wave. People say, hey, you know, I ordered this online, but now when they stay a couple of weeks home, they are thinking, okay, I have to get really into this Amazon thing and order whatever I will need the next couple of weeks, because I don't know how long this lockdown will ever been in place. So however, make sure to position yourself into more digital assets, more companies that are, you know, really can thrive or benefit from this crisis. Think about to go a little bit away from hardware companies, from companies that are necessary to have contact with people. I still believe, companies like Apple will benefit from it. Really desirable products will be bought rather than the traditional ones. Tesla will for sure thrive after this crisis even more because people, have enough time to be ready to purchase their car. Maybe they make some more research, they can order their car with Tesla online, which many other car makers still don't support. So many things will change in the future. You will know it here first. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe and like, and see you tomorrow.